Good morning! Welcome back to the corner. My name is Lee, and my hair's still wet, but this is who we are today. Welcome. This is a video podcast where I talk about crafty things, whatever I happen to be making at the time. I'm so sorry if you can hear that bass. It is cutting through my brain. That's probably someone at the AutoZone. It's insufferable. Don't they know I'm trying to film? So I apologize if you can hear that. There's nothing I can do. I can't go out there fighting people. Hopefully I will project and be able to talk over that obnoxious noise. But yes, welcome. My name is Lee. I'm here in Pittsburgh, PA, and it is beautiful outside. It has really warmed up these last couple of days and it is sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky. Gorgeous. Everything's beautiful and wonderful, and everyone's seasonal depression is now gone. I have a few things to talk to you about today. I say not a ton, but I do have a new cast on, one new cast on, two new cast ons. So I guess that's something. And I have lots of projects that I should be working on, and I have not. Oops. I really need to get my act together. Let's just jump right in. I have one FO today. And it is a project that you haven't seen in quite a minute. Quite a while. I finished my second Joanna hat. Or Johanna hat? Joanne hat? However you want to pronounce it. I finished it. I knit one of these before in a green color, and I loved the hat itself. I loved the fit. I loved the way it felt. But I wasn't sold on the color, but I had a friend who fell in love with it, so I gave it to her and decided I wanted to make myself one in a different color. So this is my hat. And this is a pattern from Hannah of Herb Garden Knitwear. You've been seeing her a lot in this podcast these last couple of weeks. But yeah, I tested this hat before it was out, and I love it. It's so good. It is an all over 2x2 ribbed hat. You haven't seen this because it has been my computer knitting for the last few weeks, and I kept leaving it at my computer and only doing like little bits at a time, so it didn't make it onto the podcast. But I realized yesterday before knit group that I was very, very close to the decreases. So I took it with me to knit group last night, and I finished it last night when I got home. I haven't washed it yet, so it's a little bit, it can kind of stand up a little bit. It'll really soften up. It is a single ply, 100% superwash merino, held double with a Surrey silk lace weight. And the colors are Dirty Pavement is the main color. It is who is the dyer? Stitch Together Studio. There you go. And it's like a gray with multicolored speckles. And then the Surrey is the blue, and it is the Farmer's Daughter Fibers Oh Dang in the color Union Street State of Mind, which is the same blue that I used in my Vintage 83 crop. This was my leftovers, and I still have some left over. It's the never-ending skein of Surrey. And this hat is a triple thick brim. It folds up twice, so it is very long, but very cozy and squishy around the ears. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of fabric around the ears, and my hair is wet, but I'll put it on for you anyway. It's just like the perfect fitting hat. It's so cute. You can put a pom-pom on it if you want. I love how warm and cozy it is, and this is just my favorite look of a hat. It's so good. I knit the size 3. I need to update my project page because I don't think I actually put that in my project page, but I knit the size 3. And that's that. It's done. I'm so glad. Spoiler alert, I had to cast on another new hat immediately, which may or may not have been the reason I wanted to go ahead and get this finished, because I needed the needles. The same needles I used for this, I need for my other hat that I just started. So that's my one FO. All right, where are we going next? Updates on things you've seen before, as usual, and then new cast-ons last. We'll start with my test knit. This is in a project bag from myself. I made it out of stash fabrics, I think this is from Joann's a few years ago. No idea where this came from. Just like a basic quilted project bag. And I have my test knit for Alicia Plummer in here. And this is going slowly, but surely. I wish it was going a little bit faster, but you know, it is what it is. I'm embracing the process. It's just a lot of stitches, and I'm struggling a little bit with the fabric with my yarn choice, because the main color that I'm using by itself makes the most tasty, delicious fabric and is super pleasant to work with, but it held double with the Surrey is not as pleasant to work with. So I'm just kind of like slogging through this. It's a slog, but I have split for the front and back. We have a split. I'm working up the front now. Does not look like I've gotten very far, but I have. These are a lot of stitches, like I said. This is a new design from Alicia Plummer that will be coming out I don't know. And it is a batwing sweater. So it's bottom up and you work your way up, increasing from the hem. This is gonna be really impossible to show you. You work your way increasing, there we go, from the hem down here, increase up to the sleeve. And then you will add the cuff on later. So there is no external sleeve. It is all included in this fabric. And I've just split and I'm working on the front, which is, you know, up to like here, and then I'll start decreasing for the shoulders. And it's a very interesting construction, not one that I've ever done before. And it may be a slog now, but I won't have to go back and do sleeves. So at least there's that. And that's how it's going. That's how it's going. This is what the fabric looks like. It is very beautiful. I am very pleased with how it looks. I am using a recycled yarn for the main color, which is this yarn here. And it is a reclaimed Banana Republic sweater. It's just 100% wool in this really pretty olive color. And then it's a 4-row repeat, and 2 of the 4 rows are one color and the other 2 are another color. I am doing 2 rows in just the main color, and then the other 2 rows in the main color held double with a Surrey. And that Surrey is a Farmer's Daughter Fibers Odang in the color Olive Oil. That's OYL, like the character. And that's where I'm at. I have my little marker here. I think this is from Simply Serving, and this is just marking where I split for the sleeves, or split for the front and back, so that I can count my rows. It's so cute. Very appropriate for this vibe. It's like my moss sweater, and that's as far as I've gotten on that. I try to do a little bit every day and go as long as I can. Whenever I do knit on it, I try to, you know, muscle through a little bit. So it's going slowly but surely. There are a couple of testers or at least one tester who is done already. I'll get it done in time. I think nope, there are 2 more projects that you have seen before. Let's update you on my fragmentation shawl. I finally pulled it out and started working on it again. This is a bag from World Market, Cost Plus World Market, and it is just a woven cotton bag with lots of pockets, and I love it. It's huge and giant and fits this entire project and all 7 skeins of yarn in it. And the fragmentation shawl is a pattern by Stephen West, and it is a modular, I don't have great pictures because I just printed it out in black and white, but it is a modular shawl that uses 7 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I used all like 7 different colors. You can use as many or as few colors as you would like, but I chose to do 7 different colors, and I have done a little bit of work on this. Very exciting. I have finished the third wedge. Last time you saw it, I was in the third wedge. But I finished the third wedge. And I started the fourth wedge. I just started the fourth wedge. I'm, how many? 4 stripes up into the fourth wedge here. But I finished the third wedge and it's already getting so big. But you can see the vibe. The like, how the colors are just shifting down a little bit each wedge so that you get this really cool effect. Oh my God, look at that. It looks so good, and this is so fun to work on. I want to just work on this all the time, but I have to keep putting it away so that I am not distracted from other things that I actually have deadlines for. So yeah, this is so much fun. I am using Coast to Coast Yarn Co. yarns. These are all from her Mush Club from 2021. I got the entire year, and I picked 7 colors that I thought went well together, and that's from this dark green all the way up to this natural speckly color. And they're just so fun together. The colors are Polypore, Shiitake, Amethyst Deceiver. Oh my God, I have to pull the tags out. It's been a minute. Gymnopolis, Foraging Gold, Laetiporus, and Understory are the colors. All based on mushrooms. And I'm using the recommended needle size. I am using the, what's it called? Cashmere sock base, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So it's very plumpy and delicious. It is a 2-ply, so it's very fun to knit with. I always think 2-ply is just more fun to knit with than a 4-ply. And that's what it looks like up close. There's not a whole lot to say about this except I love it and it's fun to work on, and I highly recommend these. He's designing several patterns in this kind of like vibe. I know he's already come out with basically the same pattern but in a chevron design, and that one is also very cool. But I highly recommend these if you have trouble finishing shawls because the rows are so short. Even when you get to the end, the most you're knitting on a row is this far. And it's just so nice. Not having to knit all the way across, you know, 900 stitches for a shawl. That's always the thing that I struggle with the most, is when the row lengths get really long. It's like trying to finish long chapters in a book. I much prefer short paragraphs and short chapters. I need the break. And that's that. I only have 3 more projects to show you, and 2 of them are new cast-ons. So let's talk about the other project that you have seen before. And it is in my other handmade quilted project bag. This is one of the first bags I made. I love it. It gets a lot of use. I think I hand sewed this one. Feels very sturdy. And in here, I have my slanty stripes. And this is a pattern by Emily Curtis, and it's a tank top with these really cool intarsia stripes. This is a black and white photo again, so sorry about that, but it's super cool. You can kind of see the little intarsia slants on the stripes. Actually, can you? That might just be the light. It's really hard to see. It's really hard to see him here. It's really hard to see here, but each stripe has 2 colors, and they're color blocked in like a slant where they meet, and it's really cool. So I am knitting this, and I haven't got a ton done on it, but I've been working on it because it's fun. This is one that I probably shouldn't be working on as much as I am, but I like it. I'm enjoying it and having a lot of fun. This is knit in pieces because with intarsia, you usually knit flat. So this is knit the back and the front separate and then joined, seamed up the sides. And I'm on the back still, but I'm getting kind of far up the back. I am now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 color stripes done up the back, and I need to do 1 more before I start doing armhole shaping. So, very exciting. And this is what it's looking like. Ah! Oh my god, it looks so good on camera. Unroll here. I've got 6 stripes, including this one at the top here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I cannot wait to wear this. I am using a mini skein set from Little Lionhead Knits. This is her 70s mini skein set. And it's got this really pretty gray, and this orange, and this gold, and this bright highlighter yellow, and then this green color. I haven't woven in this end here yet. And then the main color, I'm using Peary. Can we just take a moment of silence for Brooklyn Tweed Peary? I have been singing its praises, and they just announced that they're discontinuing the yarn because they cannot find a mill or a dyer that will keep making it for them. And I am distraught. I'm so upset about it. I'm going to have to buy a sweater quantity to keep in stash because once it's gone, I will miss it. But this is Brooklyn Tweed Peary, the main color. And I love this yarn. It is the color Walnut. Nope, it's the color Hickory. I always do that. Why do I think this is Walnut? It's Hickory, the color Hickory. And it's just a beautiful true brown. It's a joy to work with. There's a dog hair on it. It's fine. I'm supposed to be knitting this up until it's about like 11 inches or so. And I'm just following the color chart that she provides in the pattern. And it looks like I'm gonna be right about bang on. When I finish the next stripe, I should be right at around 11 inches. So that'll be great. It'll be a nice, like, big tank top. I'm looking forward to it very much. It looks so good on camera, I can't. That's it. That's the other project that you've seen before. My other 2 projects are new cast-ons. I have cast on here in my ice dyed bag from my friend Natalie. I've cast on a second pair of socks for my mother using plant dyed yarn. Not lies, plant-based yarn. Not plant dyed. This is a sock set from LaRue Cotton that my mom also purchased because she wanted me to make her more socks from this yarn base. In the last episode I showed you the white pair with the pink heel and toe. Same deal. And these are, instead of a broken rib, I'm doing just a 3x1 rib for these. And this is as far as I am on my mom's next pair of socks. This is the color, how it looks. This is also a one-of-a-kind sock set, so there's no name or anything. But the main color is this really pretty lavender pinky color. Real like bubblegummy, but leans a little purple with these blue and purple speckles. Like I said, I'm just doing a 3x1 rib all the way down. My progress keeper on here is from my friend Rochelle from her recent pre-order collection that she did in collaboration with Erin of Coast to Coast Yarn Co. I got the Sled Dogs progress keeper. And the contrast color for these is this really pretty like cornflower blue. My mom is visiting at the beginning of next month, so I really want to have both of these pairs done for her. One is done, but I need to get the second one done for her as well. And while she's here, I think we're going to go to a yarn store. I think we're going to go to McWalker because they have a really great selection of sock yarns. I am going to pick out some, she's going to help me pick out some yarns for my brother so that I can knit him some socks as well. No pattern, no name of the color. I am knitting those on a US 1 and I knit hers a 60 stitch sock instead of a 64. Now, my other new cast on is in my s'mores bag from Jenny of Mountain State Stitches. I love this bag so much. I'm like always using it, always have something in it. And I have in this bag the infamous Musselburgh hat. I've started my, how many is this? Is this my 4th Musselburgh? I think it may be my 4th Musselburgh. And it is the reason I wanted to finish this hat so badly, because I wanted to start this hat. It's a gift for a friend, so I wanted to get going on it. This friend is one of the two friends I stayed with in Chicago. They are married, and one of them I have yarn on the way. I'm making her a tank top, and then this one I am making them a hat. They seem to always be wearing a hat, and they really like greens and earth tones. And I had a couple of skeins in stash that I thought might work for them, and I decided to cast on this color. You see my new muscle burra? I just finished the increases, and I'm about to transfer it over to 16-inch circulars. I started this yesterday, and this color is Long Dog yarn in the color Fraser's Ridge. It is one of the Outlander colorways, and it's so nice, isn't it? It's got these orange speckles everywhere that are just so good, so yummy. Very, very nice. The other color I had picked out was, actually I can show you, it's right here. This is the other color I was considering, but I thought that in a muscle burra this might look a little bit too camouflage. So I opted for this one instead, and you can see they look kind of similar, but this one has some more intense tones. This one was a little bit more closer to all one value. This is more high contrast. So I am knitting on 2.5 needles, size 2.5, which is a what millimeter? 3 millimeter. US 2.5, 3 millimeter. I'm using these DPNs are Chowgu, and my 16-inch circular will be an Addy 16-inch circular, one of the Addy lace. I love them both. I love both brands, and I'm very excited to get this over to the small circulars so that I can just knit stockinette for an eternity. I did weigh it this morning. I weighed 1 needle. I multiplied it by 4, so I would know how much these 4 needles weigh, and then I weighed all of it, and then I subtracted the weight of the needles to figure out how many grams of yarn I've used so far for the increases. So I will be able to weigh my yarn when I get close to the end, and I'll know where to stop and how much yarn I'll need left to do the decreases. So hopefully I will use all of this yarn. We will see, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm doing a little bit more planning this time than I normally do, but that's my new cast on. And that's all I have for projects today. All knitting. I did start kind of a shirt, like a sewing project. I got all of the pattern pieces printed and cut out, but I had to pre-wash the fabric, and then I just haven't started working on it again. So I gotta go to the bathroom. We're back. It is almost 2 hours later. I had to go to the bathroom, and then I had to eat lunch, and now that my lunch break is over, I'm back. My hair is much more dry now. On my lunch break, I moved my muscle burra over to 16-inch circulars and got 1/2 inch, I guess, maybe, knit on it. So that's exciting. Might sit here and knit on it while I update you on the rest of my things, because we're just chatting now. All the knitting is over. Let's chit chat about what we've been up to. Let's do an update on my job search. I have had a second interview at a place that I am pretty excited about. I would really like to get a job at this place, and I think that the second interview, I had it this week, went pretty well. I'm waiting to hear back on that. Fingers crossed for me. I've gotten to the point where I've started getting really excited thinking about what my life would look like not painting for for others for a living. And I'm ready for it. I feel really ready for it. I'm excited to paint for myself again, and I'm excited to have time again that is just very simply delegated to certain things like Going to work is going to work. Coming home is coming home. I don't have responsibilities, work responsibilities when I come home from work. I'm just overall very excited about it. Maybe focus a little bit more on fiber crafts without worrying about whether or not I'm painting enough. Things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And in general, pretty excited, even if this one doesn't work out, pretty excited in general about working outside of the home again. Besides that though, not a whole lot has been going on. I have knit group tonight. It's Thursday, I don't think I said that, but I have knit group tonight, and I also have a knit group tomorrow because I host one in the afternoons on Fridays at the yarn shop. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm looking forward to getting outside more. Oh, I'm really looking forward to getting the garden going. I've already started working on my flower garden. I have some seeds starting inside for some snapdragons that I want to plant. But I also have planted my seeds, my flower seeds, outside for the ones that can be planted outside directly in the ground. And I'm waiting to plant my vegetables. Probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll be getting some vegetables in. I definitely want to plant jalapenos and tomatoes again this year. But I'm also inheriting from a neighbor who is moving away. I'm inheriting her giant raised garden bed out in the field behind her house, like the common field. She built a giant raised bed and it's full of beautiful, delicious vegetables. Since she's moving, she texted me and asked if I would take it over. So I am also getting a raised bed. I am going to meet with her sometime this week. I'm supposed to just kind of keep an eye out for when she's out there and have her show me around what's in the bed. Excuse me, it's full right now, but there are some winter and spring plants that are going to be harvested soon that will leave space in the bed for me to plant some new stuff. So I'm excited to try to figure out what new things I want to plant in there. I'm a little bit nervous about it because like we have a fence around our little yard, but there's no fence around the common field or around the raised bed. And we have deer living like in the field. There are deer, there are rabbits, there are groundhogs, and they're gonna eat my stuff. I already know it. They're gonna get out there and try to get at it. So I'm definitely gonna have to leave like my tomatoes and stuff in my yard. But out in the bed, I know there's a lot of like lettuce. There's some kale that's finishing up now that will be gone. But anyways, I think that's really all the news I have for now. Thanks so much for joining me again today. I appreciate you, and I will see y'all in the next one.